All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. My name is Uri. I am the product manager at CA Technologies, responsible for application release solutions. And in the next 45 minutes or so, I'll explain how these products can help you to innovate and accelerate your deliveries. So I will start with a quick introduction, tell you a little bit about myself. Then we'll talk about the application economy and how it impacts everyone's business. We'll talk about continuous delivery approach and how it helps people to be more successful and the challenges that it brings. And then we'll talk about the products and solutions that we provide that will help you to manage these challenges. And then we'll talk about some of the stuff that we are currently working on. So as I said, my name is Uri. I'm the product manager responsible for these solutions at CA Technologies. I have joined CA about 2.5 years ago, following the Nolio acquisition. We had a lot of fun in Nolio. We were working hard. We were eating too much junk food and having very little sleep. But it was great building products that were able to deliver so much value to our customers. In between, we were able to find some times to do some really fun stuff. We were having some trips in Israel. We were bringing the kids over, doing some outdoor activities, and really having that startup spirit. When we were acquired by CA, one of the things that really made us nervous was that we thought we will lose that startup spirit that was so important for us to innovate and creating great software. And we were so happy to learn just the opposite. We are working in a great environment. You can see pictures of our office in Israel, located literally in the Silicon Valley of Israel. And this is where we have the freedom to innovate, to think out of the box, and to challenge CA to do things differently. And all these kind of stuff are really important, especially in our industry. And in this session, I can show you some of the stuff that we actually built after we were acquired by CA. So, application economy, right? Application economy. We had a great keynote session earlier today that covered some of the aspects of application economy. So I'll talk about it very briefly, right? We are now in an era where websites and apps are the main channel between consumer and business. This is the way people buy stuff and obtain services from the different vendors. And basically, our ability to keep customers and winning new customers really depend on our way to gradually add value to the services that we provide and to improve the services experience. We see shift among companies from different type of industries, telco, financial institutions, department stores, and etc., really changing the way they think and becoming more like technology companies. And as a result, everything is moving much more quickly than before because each of these guys trying to get advantage against their competitors in order to be the thought leader. All that really create huge pressure on product teams and IT organizations as they are now being asked to deliver things much more faster than before and increase the level of quality. And it's really something that affects the business because people today have much more options than they used to have and they have less patience. So if they don't like what we provide, if they can't find what they are looking for in our service, it is very likely that they will go and find it somewhere else. We call this shift the digital transformation, right? That transformation really starts with the understanding that every intersection that one may have, buying a book, ordering a pizza, booking a flight, all this stuff has their own digital alternative backed by the relevant technology and platform. And it should also start with the understanding that every company is a software company and every business is a digital business, right? Those apps and websites, they're not here to support the business or to help the business to grow. They are the business and they are the key driver to the growth of the company. So all that really make those companies remodel the way their business is operate in order to improve the value and improve the experience that they provide to their customers. Customers that were able to do that transformation, who did that successfully, did it by implementing the continuous delivery approach. Continuous delivery really helps you to reliably deliver more content to the market on time, at any time, with the right level of quality. It also helps you to accelerate your deliveries. It also helps you to increase your release cadence and velocity. So that means that now releases, they don't happen every quarter or every month. They happen much more rapidly. So as soon as the content is ready, it goes into the production, into the end user. And also releases are taking much faster than they used to. So they don't take like weeks or days, they take hours and sometimes even less. Continuous delivery also helps you to increase your agility. So you work very closely with your customers, get their feedback, and adjust your roadmap and plans accordingly. And of course, it also helps you to increase your quality, so you can improve the performance and the experience that you provide. So, continuous delivery is here with us for a couple of years now. And it keeps evolving. And as we look at the market, we are able to identify some really interesting trends that emerge around it, that really change the way customers implementing continuous delivery, change the way that they work. One of the things that we see is that we now live in an MVP world. You guys probably remember that only until recently, and that's still the case among many of the companies we talk with, is that every new project that teams start to design start with a huge functional spec document, last 200 pages, containing every feature that the product manager want to have in the first version. Then it takes a couple of teams and about a year of development to get this version 1 ready, and only then you find out that a decent portion of the things you built doesn't really matter. The customer doesn't really like it, either because the market has changed or because the product manager doesn't really know what he wants and doesn't understand the business. But at the end, we wasted time and resource and budget on building things that doesn't really matter. So instead, teams today deliver the minimum viable product of their solution, containing only the basic set capabilities of the product that can show the value and the story that the project intends to show. Then, based on the feedback and the inputs we get from the users and the early adopters, we can improve the product, add more features and capabilities, and focus on things that really matter to the people that need to use that product. Another trend that we see is that developers and development teams are now in the center, right? I mean, these guys are not those weirdos working in the factory delivering code based on the requirement of the product manager. They are working closely with the operational guys, so we see that disconnection between dev and ops start to disappear. These guys are working together in the same Scrum team, and together they are responsible for the content quality, the tools we need to use in order to develop it, the platforms we need to use in order to deploy it. It's all their mandate to decide which tools and which solutions to use. And they are responsible for everything end to end. Another trend that we see is that every new project, every new product that someone is building, one of the key requirements is that this product must be easy to integrate with it. So teams are designing new products in a way that all the features, all the capabilities are being exposed via public APIs. So it's extremely easy to integrate with the product in order to perform operations or to pull data from. And it is very likely that our product, the new project that we are building, will also integrate with other solutions. And that can be internal solutions or global services, such as payment systems and other. Another trend that we see also relates to the very early stage of product design. And another key requirement that we see is that each new product that we're building must be easy to be deployed and maintained. Right? If we were having that conversation a couple of years ago, we would have said that the recent key requirement for a new project is that it will be easy to test the product as we move forward. And now we can see that it is very important that we can easily deploy the product as we keep developing it. So teams are exploring new technologies like Dockers and other, and looking into more modern technologies and architectures like microservices that allows them to gradually improve and update the product based on the requirement and the feedback that they get, and improve the overall performance and the service. Another thing that teams doing in order to simplify deployment is that they decouple the application layer from the underlying infrastructure. That way they can deploy the product and redeploy it across different platforms and different cloud solutions. So, great trends that we see, right? And they're really very popular among customers implementing continuous delivery. However, the question that we keep hearing is, how do we keep up? What do we need to do in order to follow these trends as we move forward? So basically, you need to change some of the things you're doing, and you need to change some of the way that you are working. And you need to find a way to accelerate your deliveries and reduce your errors, right? You want to get things faster, increase cadence and velocity, and increase the quality. The best way to do it is to put some automation in place, get rid of all those manual steps and tedious scripts that are hard to maintain and investigate. And if you do that, and if you put some standards, it really helps you to accelerate and reduce your errors. Another thing you need to do is to manage the complexity, right? I mean, although each of the releases are fairly simple compared to the large releases we used to have back in the day, the number of releases increased significantly. So that's a very complex thing to manage. Think about prioritization, dependencies, order, all that really need to be managed in a proper way. You also need to find a way to increase the visibility, right? You have so many releases. You need to understand the business impact, the content of each release, and when it gets deployed, you need to understand what is the status and the progress of each delivery before it reaches production. You also need to improve the way you work. And the best way to do it is to drive collaboration between the different teams and the different projects, right? You need to have all those guys working together, learn from each other, and put some best practice when that makes sense. And last but not least, of course, you need to improve the product, right? You need to listen to your customers and gradually improve the overall experience and the capabilities of the product that you are responsible for. So in order to do all that, you basically need to have the right solutions that will help you to be successful in that journey. For that purpose, we introduced release automation quite a while ago, and we identified the need for these solutions quite early in the game. So when the continuous delivery trend really took off, we were the most advanced and mature product in the market. I would describe the value that release automation brings, and I would divide it into three major pillars. The first one is that release automation gives you the control that you need into your release cycle. It helps you to stabilize your release and improve your quality whenever you execute a new change. Release automation also helps you to accelerate. So you can put some standards in place and get your content faster to the market and repeatably use the stuff you're doing within the product and leverage it for different projects and different applications. Another thing that release automation helps you to do is to scale, This is extremely important, especially in the enterprise world, because it is one thing to automate one project and one team, but the ability to scale that thing across the entire organization is a whole different story, and release automation can help you to do that. So, these are like the key values for release automation. And in order to understand if that is really the value that our customers feel that they get from the product, we recently did a very extensive survey among our customers, trying to understand what is the value that release automation brings. So I want to share with you some of the details, some of the insights of that survey, as the feedback were quite positive. So, you can see here some comments that the customers participated in that survey said, as you can see, some really positive results. But one of the things I want to focus on is basically on one of the questions that we asked the guys participating in the survey. We asked them, what is the biggest value that you guys get from the product? And as you can see, we got various number of results, different kind. As you can see, we got various numbers of results, right? Different kind of values, but they are all tied to the core essence of continuous delivery and the value that we wanted to bring with the product, right? A lot of the people using the product can tell that they now have more confidence delivering content on time, at any time, speed up the release cycle, reduce error, get rid of downtime, have more visualization into the release cycle, and basically it really helped them to be more successful in that continuous delivery journey. So great enforcement, and you guys can see the full survey in our website, but sorry about that. What we can basically see here is, some real results from some of our largest customers. And as you can see, we see some really nice improvements that our customers were able to do with the product. ING, for example, and it was mentioned earlier today by our CEO, were able to increase the number of deployments from 150 to over 30,000 deployments a month. So they were able to increase the cadence and release stuff faster than before. DHL, for example, were able to accelerate their deliveries and reduce the time it takes from 2 days into 2 hours. So again, content reached the customer much faster than it used to be. And Molina were able to increase the level of quality and reduce errors by 90%. So guys, don't take just my word for that. Basically, this week, we have some of our largest customers, and they will stand on this very stage, and they can tell you the journey that they are doing with the product and the value that it brings to them. And I highly encourage you guys to attend as much customer sessions as you can, because this is the best way to understand the value that release automation brings. Great. So we have release automation. It's been with us for a couple of years now, and it helped people to be very successful. So what else do we need? Well, fortunately to me, I still have a job. There are many more things that we need to do. We look at where the market evolves, and we talk to our customers already gaining success with release automation. We understand that release automation is the key foundation of successful implementation of continuous delivery, but this is just the beginning. This is only the start. And our customers already using release automation really want to be more matured in that process, and they want to have more. They want to get the content faster to the market. They want to have a better understanding into the priority and be able to understand that what they build really matters to their customers. And of course, they want to be able to reduce the feedback loop time so they can work closely with their customers, understand their feedback and inputs, and deliver it as fast as they can. So for that purpose, what we're basically doing is introducing a new product. CA, Continuous Delivery Director, is the solution that will help you to automate and orchestrate the entire continuous delivery process end to end. And it will help you to optimize it, especially when you are in the enterprise company. Continuous Delivery Director will help you to answer some of the key questions we keep hearing from our customers. One of the questions we keep hearing is about delivering things that really matter. How do I make the right priority? How do I know that what I deliver really brings value to my customers? So Continuous Delivery Director comes with application intelligence that allow you to map the content, the business stories to every release. So release is no longer only the logic on how to deploy content and which artifacts need to be distributed. It shows you the real business impact that each release brings. That way, you can make the right decisions with priority of delivering. You can do the right decision and understand the status and the progress of each business initiative that you have in place. Another question that we keep hearing is about complexity of deployments, right? There are many common use cases where you have different content delivered by different teams, but at the end, it needs to be deployed all together. And how can I possibly do that? So Continuous Delivery Director comes with release cycle command that allow you to bring all those stakeholders together to the same table, and they can plan that complex release as they want it to be, and during the execution, they can follow the progress. If something is broken, if a specific piece of that complex release need to be replaced, they can do it and promote the other pieces when that makes sense. Another question that we keep hearing is about the improvement and the maturity that I'm doing in that continuous delivery journey, right? How do I know that I'm really making an improvement? So Continuous Delivery Director comes with continuous optimization mechanism that allows you to understand the bottlenecks you have across the different phases of continuous delivery, help you to fix it and optimize the entire cycle. Let's see some really interesting use cases that Continuous Delivery Director come to solve. One of the things that it will help you to do is to manage that complexity that we just discussed, right? Think about the case where the infrastructure team improved the performance of your application, right? And they exposed a whole new set of public APIs that the application layer need to leverage in order to use those improvements, right? So it would make sense to design a complex release where you first deliver and deploy the improvement, and then you deliver the content relate to the app level that's basically using the new improvement. So Continuous Delivery Director will help you to do that. Another use case that Continuous Delivery Director will help you to do is to put some best practice in place. We have different teams, and all those different teams are using different tools, right? Different technologies in order to build their content and in order to deliver it. And that is fine. We want to let them keep doing it because, that's the culture of the team, that's their skill set, or, their code is basically tied to some kind of a vendor and they can't get out of it. And that's okay. We want to let them do it as long as they follow my best practice. I can put in place criteria for every release so I can ensure that nothing goes into production without a decent test cycle, without the right level of quality, regardless of the tools that the team will use in order to achieve that. So as long as they reach the right level of quality, anything can be deployed into production regardless of the technology being used behind it. The last use case I will talk about is all around reporting and analysis. So continuous delivery director will help you to understand the improvement that each of the team is doing as they reach their continuous delivery maturity. So you can see if these guys are really making a progress. Are they able to improve the quality? Can they really increase the release cadence and velocity? And are they really more agile than they were before? And of course, as I said, we can understand where the bottleneck relies and help them to fix that. So release automation, continuous delivery director. You guys now look at the hottest power couple of the DevOps world. These guys are working very well together and integrate seamlessly. You can use release automation in order to plan and deploy your content across the different environments, whether it's a pre-prod environment, production, running on private cloud, or anything in the public cloud. It doesn't really matter. And you can use continuous delivery director in order to orchestrate the entire continuous delivery process end to end. So, of course, the key for a successful implementation of continuous delivery cycle is integrating with so many tools in the DevOps space, right? We have tools for different purposes, and it's extremely important that you will be able to use those solutions as part of your cycle. So both release automation and continuous delivery director are extremely simple to extend in order to support these solutions, whether they are homegrown solutions, commercial, open source, it doesn't really matter as long as they expose all the relevant capabilities via public APIs. All right, so continuous delivery director, we already have a demo station for that, so you can come and see it just in a live system. But let's see what else we are planning to deliver quite shortly. So one of the things that we are currently building is simplify the way that you guys will work on heterogeneous environments, right? It's a very common use case that one team used Azure while another team used AWS. Or developers are shipping their code using Docker, but production deployment takes place on private VMware system. And that is fine, we want to let you do that, but we want to take all the heavy lifting from the deployment. So we can integrate with those different providers and perform all the underlying infrastructure setup seamlessly. So we can use the same deployment logic across the different infrastructure technologies that you need to use. Another thing that we are currently working on, and that will be extremely exciting for our technical audience, is that we want to simplify the way we manage and version release data. We are now working on a markup language that outlines the entire release content and flow. So you can feed the system with that markup file so the system can parse it and act accordingly. You can store those files in your favorite source control solution, version it, make changes, do comparison, and use the relevant one whenever you need to execute the proper release. Another thing we're doing relate to more analytic mechanism that will help you to be more productive and efficient in your daily job. One of the things that we're doing is that we are working on a model that identify and can predict the result of any upcoming release. It basically correlates multiple metrics such as test coverage percentage, number of bugs that were open, and all other metrics, and tied to the result of the release. Then, whenever you are planning another release, if the system identifies that you did not do enough test coverage, or the data you're using is not similar to the data that you have in production, we can alert and suggest that maybe you need to go back and do some more test cycles before you deploy the content into production. Another thing we're doing is giving you the ability to understand what the business impact that you actually had on every release. We correlate APM data with release data. So you know exactly what your customers think about your new deliveries. Do they like it? Do they don't? Are they actually using your product? What is the amount of time they stay in your product? And some more stuff. It also helps you to fix problem and accelerate the investigation when something happens in the production environment, right? We are going to correlate those monitoring information with the release, the artifacts, and the classes that actually caused problems in production. So when the R&D guy come over in order to fix it, we help him with the investigation and give him all the information that he needs in order to provide a fix as quickly as possible. So he can go back and do whatever he needs to do in the current sprint. So these are only some of the stuff that we're doing, and you can expect to see some of that very quickly. All right, so a couple of key takeaways I want to leave you with before we wrap up. We are pretty confident that continuous delivery is here to stay. And the demand for increased agility and things going to production much more faster than before is only going, those expectations will only be increased, and the expectation of our customers will only be increased as we move forward. If you haven't started continuous delivery, that's fine. You are in a good company, and the best way to do it is to start gradually. Pick one project, pick one team, identify the bottleneck you have in your release cycle, and put some automation in place in order to improve it. That's a great way to start, and this is how most of our customers already started. We believe that companies that will adopt and will be successful in following continuous delivery process will gain significant advantage against their companies and will be able to innovate much faster than before. Last, but probably the most important thing, the key to your success is if you will be able to work closely with your customers. Make them your design partner, get their feedback, and address solutions to their requirement. They will not be shy, they will tell you what they like and what they don't like in your product, and they will really help you to be successful in what you're doing. All right. So we have a couple of really cool sessions in the next couple of days. ING is coming here right after my session, but as I said, we have several really interesting sessions given by customers, Molina and others. I really encourage you guys to attend as much customer sessions as you can. And we have some more deep dives, technical related. Please try to attend as much as you can. Unfortunately, they don't let me write code anymore. So we brought here the product owners and the R&D leaders that actually designed and developed these solutions. So along with the SWAT teams and our pre-sales organization leader, they will staff the different demo stations that we have, and they can show you some live systems of these solutions. They can show you how these products are working and the value that they can give you. So please, just drop by if you're around and see those demos. They are really, really cool. And if you want to know even more, then that's great. We have two smart bars, one for release automation and one for continuous delivery director. And you can meet with our experts, have one-on-one sessions, and get a better understanding on what these products can do for you. And I guess that's basically it. Any questions? Going once, going twice. Thank you very much.